Hey, on this Sadiddy Monday, I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing good because I am on hiatus this week from work. Anyway, I wanted to come on and share this. And I've said it before, but I'm going to go not a bit more in depth, but I'll just reiterate it, but a different way. And it is on the topic of being who yourself and becoming who you are. In my early 20s, long before I had children, I had to gathered at some point, your college friends, your high school friends are long gone, a lot of them. Your college friends, you people go different ways and different directions after college. So I had to acclimate and assimilate in ways that I had to start moving by myself, going places alone. And at first it was an issue only because I would get unwanted attention from people. I didn't want men coming to sit down with me if I was out to lunch by myself eating. But it's rain coming. I love the rain. But in saying that, I learned who I was, what I liked, and out of that, I have become who I am, and you can take me or you can leave me. That's just the way it is. I don't care. And I've come to learn in that time frame in my early 20s before I had children, becoming who I was and knowing who I was and what I did and didn't like, and being secure in who I was. And you can a sense of secure person. One of the ways when you see a person out by themselves, particularly out eating by themselves, they probably don't want company at all. They don't want attention and they don't want company. They're okay with being alone. But I've come to realize in today's society, people cannot be themselves because of what other people think about them, and they're concerned about what other people think about them. You can't be anything other than a heterosexual. You can't be wealthy. You can't be poor. You can't be intelligent. You can't be smarter than the next person. You can't look better than the next person, which that's something you definitely have no control over, what you look like when you walk into a room, or how you built when you walk into a room, or your choice of clothing when you walk into a certain room, fragrances you wear. It could be anything. But as it relates to the first four things, your sexual orientation, having money, not having money, being educated or well versed in something or a particular thing or a number of things. People have a tendency to not like that. If you don't fit the bill with a person's sexual orientation, they don't want to hang around you. And you know what? If they don't, that's not your crowd. That's not your group. There are plenty of people who are happily heterosexual and are accepting of people outside of the heterosexual realm. Those aren't your people. That's not your tribe. And all of your tribe is not going to be just like you are. I don't care what your orientation is, to be honest with you. People also, like I said, don't like you when you're wealthy. There are some people who are financially wealthy and they can't tell anybody or let anybody know, certain family members know or friends know, because they'll be taken advantage of. There's a lot of envy and jealousy when it comes to a person being able to get out of the mud, or be able to be successful in some way or some sense or another, or to be well known. People become very envious of that and don't realize that whatever they have is for them and what is for you is for you. You have no control over that. The other one is, even with poverty, a lot of people don't want people to know they're doing bad, because again, it's about what people think about you. It's like, how did they get in that situation? Why did that person get in that situation? There are times in life people fall into slumps financially. Whether they have control over it or not, they do. It's part of life. It happens. It's nothing to be ashamed about. We've all been there, whether we want to admit it or not. It's just the reality of things. So if you are in groups or crowds of people where you go through a slump and you don't have a job and nobody's there to support you, it doesn't have to be financially, it could be emotionally. That group or that person or group of people is not your crowd. That is not your people. That's not your tribe. Have an understanding of that and know it. Because when you are who you are, regardless of what you are, people are going to accept you for that because of your openness and your honesty. People also, again, lastly, do not like you when you're intelligent, when you know a certain thing, when it could be science, math, history. I'm an avid reader of books. I'm an avid reader of policy at work. I literally will read our handbook on a weekend. I have nothing to do. I have no busy time, so my free time, I will have read our handbook. And literally my coworkers will come to me and ask me something. And I said, well, you can do this. Well, you can do that, because they know I read it. But, they appreciate that of me, and I'm fine with it. But outside of that, there are people who do not like you when you know things. And I'm a person, like I said, I like to read and I like to learn things, whether it be orally or written. And if I find it is true, I have no problem with sharing it with everybody. It's not that I know everything. It's I know many things, not everything. But I know a lot of things. And if I am in a position that I can remember or know it, and I can help somebody else, I have no problem with that. But there are some people who really think that, you want to be the know-it-all. You think you know everything. No, that's not true. And there's a difference between helping somebody get informed to be better than just trying to one-up somebody to say that you're smarter or more intelligent than they are. Those are not the same things. And I just gave you an example of what the difference is. So when you encounter people like that, no, those people are not your people. They're not your tribe. You will find your tribe. Just seek it, and God, universe, whatever your belief system is, will deliver you to those people. You will be delivered to the group of people or persons that accept you for who you are, that are okay with you being smart, heterosexual, bisexual, pansexual, whatever the sexual is. They're okay with you being in any economic level, whether it be upper class, middle class, or getting out of the poverty level if you are trying to, or even when you're in a slump. Because people, when you're genuinely who you are inside, things that go on in your life that are going on around you don't matter, because you are who you are genuinely, and people are accepting and okay with you for your inside, your character, your spirit, the good parts of you, and sometimes the bad, because we all have a little bit of both. But I just wanted to come on and share that with y'all, and I just felt like somebody needed to hear it. Y'all have a good day and a good week. Make it count. I'm going to join my break, and enjoy this rain that's about to come. It was raining earlier. But anyway, y'all have a good one. Bye.